In 2024, Europe is witnessing a fascinating transformation. More and more people are embracing Islam and leaving behind Christianity. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about discovering a new way of life, a different culture, and finding deeper meaning. In today's video on Explore with Alan, we're diving into the top 10 European countries where people are converting to Islam every day. We'll look into why this is happening and what drives these individuals to take such a big step. But before we dive in, please give us a like and subscribe. It helps us bring you more valuable content. Don't miss out on the last 3 countries, as their conversion rates are even higher than the populations of some European countries. Number 10, Switzerland. Switzerland is known for its peaceful nature and stunning landscapes, with a population of about 8.7 million people in 2024. The majority of its population identifies as Christian, with around 67% following either Roman Catholicism or Protestantism. However, Islam is steadily growing in the country. Back in 2022, the Muslim population in Switzerland was approximately 5.5%. translating to around 480,000 people. Fast forward to 2024, and that number has increased to roughly 520,000, showing a rise of 40,000 new Muslims in just 2 years. What's even more interesting is that a significant portion of this increase comes from conversions. Recent data suggests that an estimated 50 to 60 people are converting to Islam each month in Switzerland, which is a notable trend in a predominantly Christian country. Why are people making this switch? Many converts mention a deeper spiritual connection and a sense of community that they feel after converting to Islam. For others, it's a combination of personal experiences and exposure to the teachings of Islam through online resources and interfaith discussions. In fact, Switzerland has made it easier for Muslims to practice their faith, with over 260 mosques spread throughout the country. Most of the Muslim community is centered in larger cities like Zurich and Geneva, where there are more resources for worship and community building. Despite Switzerland's strict laws on public religious displays, the Muslim community continues to grow. As for the government's reaction, Switzerland prides itself on religious freedom, though there are occasional debates around integration and religious practices. Overall, the conversion trend is growing, and the Muslim community is becoming more visible. What do you think about the growing number of people converting to Islam in Switzerland? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 9, Austria. Austria is home to about 9 million people as of 2024, with Christianity being the dominant religion, particularly Roman Catholicism. Around 64% of Austrians identify as Christian, while the Muslim population has grown steadily in recent years. In 2022, Muslims made up approximately 8% of the population, which was around 720,000 people. By 2024, that number has risen to about 760,000, with many immigrants from Turkey and Bosnia, as well as some conversions to Islam. Austria, like other European nations, has seen a wave of conversions to Islam, particularly among young people. Roughly 50 individuals convert to Islam each month in Austria, with many citing a search for spiritual fulfillment and a stronger sense of community. Most Muslims in Austria live in Vienna, where there are numerous mosques and Islamic centers. In total, there are over 200 mosques scattered across the country. A notable incident occurred in 2023, when the Austrian government proposed tightening laws on public displays of religion, specifically targeting Islamic headscarves. This led to protests in major cities, with Muslim communities arguing that such laws would infringe on religious freedom. This has sparked heated debates in Austrian politics, with some political parties taking a hard stance on Muslim integration, while others defend religious diversity. Number 8, Belgium. Belgium, with a population of about 11.7 million, is a country where 60% of the people identify as Christian. The Muslim population has been on the rise, especially due to immigration. Back in 2022, Muslims accounted for around 7.6% of the population, roughly 890,000 people. In 2024, that number has increased to nearly 950,000, a growth driven by both immigration and conversions. In Belgium, Islam is the second largest religion, and many of the Muslim communities are concentrated in cities like Brussels and Antwerp. It's estimated that around 40 to 50 people convert to Islam each month, many of them drawn by the sense of belonging and spirituality. Belgium also has over 380 mosques, providing spaces for Muslim worshippers and converts alike. However, Belgium has seen its fair share of controversy. In 2023, protests erupted after the mayor of Antwerp suggested a ban on the Islamic call to prayer in certain areas. The Muslim community saw this as an attack on their religious practices, leading to widespread demonstrations and public debate. Some political parties have supported the measure, citing concerns over noise, while others argue it violates the rights of Muslims in the country. Number 7, Sweden. Sweden, a Scandinavian country with a population of about 10.6 million, has been known for its openness and tolerance. Christianity remains the majority religion, with around 57% of Swedes identifying as Christian. Meanwhile, Islam has been steadily growing, partly due to immigration and conversions. In 2022, the Muslim population was around 8.1%. Or about 860,000 people. By 2024, this number has risen to approximately 900,000. Islam has gained visibility in Sweden, particularly in urban centers like Stockholm and Malmö, where most Muslims reside. There are over 250 mosques across the country, offering spaces for both immigrants and new converts to practice their faith. On average, about 30 to 40 people convert to Islam each month in Sweden, with many drawn by the community aspect of the religion. In 2023, a controversial political event rocked Sweden when a far-right politician burned a copy of the Quran during a public protest. This act ignited massive demonstrations across the country, with Muslim and non-Muslim Swedes standing together against Islamophobia. The Swedish government condemned the act, but the incident raised questions about the balance between free speech and religious respect. How do you feel about the recent events in Sweden and the growing Muslim community? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Number 6. Netherlands. The Netherlands, with a population of about 17.5 million, is renowned for its liberal attitudes and high standard of living. Known for its tolerance, the country has become home to around 6% Muslims, or roughly 1.05 million people, a significant portion of whom are of Turkish or Moroccan origin. This Muslim community is primarily concentrated in cities like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and The Hague. One surprising fact is that the number of people converting to Islam in the Netherlands has been steadily increasing. Roughly 50 to 70 individuals per month choose to convert, drawn to the values and sense of community within the Muslim population. In fact, the number of mosques in the Netherlands has grown to over 500, reflecting the growing needs of this community. It's intriguing that in a country famous for freedom, the Muslim population continues to thrive and grow. But what's more shocking is the political discourse surrounding Islam. In 2023, Geert Wilders, a far-right politician, reignited controversy by calling for a ban on Islamic schools, stating that they promote extremism. This sparked a wave of debates and protests across the country. The Dutch government, while emphasizing freedom of religion, has been cautious about implementing laws that could be seen as discriminatory. This debate has caused a significant divide, with both sides passionately defending their stances on Islam's place in Dutch society. This controversy has placed the Netherlands at the center of discussions about integration, religious freedom, and how the country's values align with its growing Muslim population. Number 5. Spain. Spain, a country of about 47 million people, is known for its rich history, sunny climate, and cultural diversity. What many people don't realize is that the Muslim community has been steadily growing here too. In 2024, Muslims make up approximately 4.5% of the population, or roughly 2.1 million people, with many residing in regions like Catalonia and Andalusia, areas with deep historical ties to the Islamic world. But here's something that might surprise you. There's been a notable increase in conversions to Islam, particularly among young Spaniards. Around 100 people convert to Islam every month, with the reasons ranging from personal spiritual journeys to a growing dissatisfaction with traditional religious institutions. There are now more than 1,500 mosques across Spain, indicating just how deeply rooted the Muslim population has become. However, recent political events have stirred controversy. In 2023, a far-right political party known as Vox proposed banning Islamic religious symbols in public spaces, arguing that it undermines Spanish cultural identity. This proposal sparked protests in major cities, with both Muslim and non-Muslim Spaniards taking to the streets to defend religious freedom. The Spanish government condemned the proposal, but it has led to increased tension between political factions, especially in the lead-up to national elections. Spain is at a crossroads, balancing its long-held values of tolerance and religious freedom with growing political divides over the integration of its Muslim population. The outcome of these debates could have a significant impact on the future of Muslims in Spain. Number 4. Italy. Italy, a nation of about 59 million people, has historically been a stronghold of Christianity, particularly Catholicism. However, in recent years, the Muslim population has seen steady growth. By 2024, around 3.6% of Italy's population, or approximately 2.1 million people, identify as Muslim. This increase has been driven by immigration from North Africa, as well as a surprising number of conversions among Italians themselves. What's even more surprising is that despite Italy's deep Catholic roots, roughly 80 to 90 people convert to Islam each month, drawn by the religion's spiritual appeal and sense of community. Italy has about 800 mosques spread across its regions, providing places of worship for both immigrants and new converts alike. However, political tensions around Islam in Italy have been rising. In 2023, a right-wing political figure caused an uproar by suggesting the removal of mosques that had not been officially registered with the state. This sparked protests and debates nationwide, with Muslim leaders arguing that such moves are discriminatory and go against Italy's constitution, which guarantees freedom of religion. The Italian government was cautious in its response, balancing between maintaining religious freedom and addressing concerns raised by anti-immigration factions. This ongoing debate in Italy has sparked a larger discussion about the place of Islam in a predominantly Christian country and how Italy will navigate the challenges of religious diversity in the coming years. The last three countries I'm about to share aren't just powerful economies in Europe, they've now become the central hubs of a growing Muslim population. The UK, for instance, is one of the most influential nations in the European Union, and it's quickly turning into a major center of the Muslim world in Europe. These countries are seeing Islam take a prominent role, making them hotspots for new Muslim communities across the region. Number 3, United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, with a population of around 67 million, has seen significant growth in its Muslim community over the past few decades. Today, Muslims make up roughly 6.5% of the population, equating to more than 4 million people. This number is expected to grow, particularly in cities like London, Birmingham, and Manchester, where diverse Muslim populations already thrive. What's particularly surprising is the rise in the number of native Brits converting to Islam. Each year, an estimated 5,000 people in the UK convert, with many of them coming from Christian backgrounds. This growing community is supported by over 1,800 mosques, with the East London Mosque being one of the largest in Europe. However, recent years have seen political tensions rise. In 2023, a wave of Islamophobic attacks following anti-immigration rhetoric shook the country. The controversy began when a prominent political figure made inflammatory comments about the Muslim community, sparking protests across the UK. Although the government condemned the attacks and reaffirmed its commitment to religious freedom, the incident revealed the underlying tensions within British society. The UK is at a crossroads, grappling with the challenge of fostering integration while addressing concerns about extremism and cultural identity. But despite the political noise, the Muslim population in the UK continues to grow and solidify its presence in the country. Number 2, Germany. Germany, with a population of around 84 million, is the economic powerhouse of Europe. Muslims now make up roughly 6.4% of the population, translating to around 5.3 million people. Most of Germany's Muslim population comes from Turkish, Arab, and North African backgrounds, concentrated in major cities like Berlin, Frankfurt, and Hamburg. A shocking development in recent years has been the growing number of German citizens converting to Islam. More than 4,000 Germans convert to Islam annually, drawn by its spiritual appeal and sense of community. Germany boasts more than 2,700 mosques, including some of Europe's largest Islamic centers. In 2023, a controversial incident took place when a far-right party proposed banning the construction of new mosques in certain regions, arguing that Islam was incompatible with German culture. This sparked widespread protests, not only from Muslim communities but also from non-Muslims who viewed the proposal as discriminatory. The German government swiftly rejected the proposal, emphasizing the country's commitment to religious freedom. While these political debates reveal deep divisions within the country, they also highlight the resilience of Germany's Muslim community. As the country continues to evolve, Muslims in Germany are playing an increasingly prominent role in shaping its future. Number 1, finally, France. France, home to nearly 68 million people, has the largest Muslim population in Europe, around 8.8% of the population, or approximately 5.7 million people, identify as Muslim. This growing community is primarily concentrated in cities like Paris, Marseille, and Lyon, where their cultural and economic influence is becoming increasingly visible. What's even more astonishing is that France sees around 4,000 conversions to Islam every year. Despite the country's strong secular traditions, France has over 2,500 mosques, many of which have become community hubs for Muslims and non-Muslims alike. However, France has been the center of controversy in recent years regarding its Muslim population. In 2023, the French government banned the wearing of abayas in public schools, arguing that it violated the country's strict secularism laws. This decision sparked nationwide protests, with both Muslim and non-Muslim French citizens taking to the streets to defend religious freedom. The government's stance has been criticized for marginalizing Muslim women, while supporters argue that it upholds France's commitment to secularism. Despite these tensions, Islam continues to grow in France, becoming an integral part of the nation's cultural fabric. France remains a pivotal battleground for debates over religious freedom, integration, and national identity. Now that we've explored these European nations and how they're becoming centers for Muslim communities. Let's shift to another surprising trend happening in the Muslim world. You might be intrigued to learn about 10 Muslim countries where people are actually turning to Christianity. Yes, it's happening, and the reasons behind it might just surprise you even more. If you found today's video insightful, you definitely won't want to miss this one. It's a fascinating look at what's sparking this unexpected movement and how it's transforming religious landscapes in regions you might not expect. Click on the video to dive deeper into this growing trend and discover what's really going on behind the headlines. Trust me, it's a story that will make you think twice about everything you've heard. So don't miss out, check it out now.